PCS Laundry Live, Friday night, White Plains, New York, just down the street from the Lexington Laundromat on Lexington Avenue, just coming up upon the Charles L. Bryant Federal Courthouse, where we usually spend our evening. But I think we're going to do a walk around again tonight. But whatever the case may be, another edition, number 41, of Planet Common Sense Laundry Live is about to begin. And we're getting in quick tonight. I'm not standing here by myself. I see some people popping in already. We got Deborah Patera, we got Mike, Patty, we got Mona Eves, we got Mary Gunny from Grand Rapids, Michigan in the house. I still remember. We're going to do a little jaywalking here to get across the street. And while I do that, I will say thank you all, as always, for your never-ending support. Planet Common Sense on Facebook, PCS Laundry Live on Friday night, Planet Common Sense on Twitter, Planet Common Sense on YouTube, and everything, all the other crap we all do. We can't do it without you, and we wouldn't have any reason to. So thank you, and I love you guys. New people, welcome to PCS Laundry Live. This is a completely interactive show. Just pop into the comments, tell us who you are, tell us where you're from, tell us what's on your mind. I do not see all the comments as we go, and a lot of them don't come up at all. And more every week I'm finding. We'll get into a little bit of that later. But we do a recap on Saturday or Sunday when I get around to it. And I'm on a computer, and I'll go through everything you guys said, say hi to everybody, answer all your questions, and carry on as we always do. So, no lack of things to talk about tonight. I got a few things I'm going to toss out. Look, there's just no getting around this bullshit of the impeachment inquiry, of the unhinged left's coup attempt. So I'm sure we're going to have to talk about that, all right? I just get it. As much as I want to step away from that shit, I was just talking to someone I love dearly earlier today about this, and it's just like the last couple of weeks since this started percolating, it's just hit me, and we even touched on it last week too. I don't even want to, I just want to ignore it. I just don't even want to talk about it. And what I said to that person I love dearly earlier today is that it's like, you just see this, it's like a big pile of shit that floated to the top, and you just want to just like, I'm so tired of it. You want to just like sit back and say nothing and ignore it and just hope it floats downstream and goes away. That's where I'm at with this shit right now, because I'm tired of saying the same shit over and over and over and over and over again, incessantly, every single week. Schiff's an asshole, Nancy Pelosi's a drunk, Joe Biden's a creepy, gropey Ukrainian douche with a cokehead son that he did nepotism shit with his foreign country for, that they're trying to flip over, change the names, and put it on Trump. It's the same thing every week. It's just the same shit, and I'm tired of it. I don't have anything more to add to this. It's just, I'm just in this mode where I just want to sit back and just wait for it to get out of the way. It's just, it's the grand ruse. It's the last one, maybe. It's the big one. They're really going all in on this because you're not going to have time to really pull out anything else after this. And it's just the last shot, I don't know. I guess I said that before, too, about other things. And it ended up not being the last shot. And they keep coming up with another shot because they're too stupid to know they lost. I just don't want to deal with this shit. And if you guys do, that's fine, man. You know why? You know the buttons to push. You know the shit to say to me to get me going on this stuff. I'm not even looking at the scroll yet because I just want to get this out of my system first. I don't want to talk about that shit tonight. But I leave it to the family. I leave it to the tribe. If that's what you all want to talk about, we'll go for it and see what happens. But I just as soon pass on it. But there's nothing else going on to talk about. So, what are you really going to do? Anyway, let me say hi to a few people, and then we will commence. We got Rob Kushmir's here. AJ Hunkley. Hope everything's going good in Florida, AJ. Karen Minton. Hello. Linda Bleefnick is here. Sally Hackney. Mike Petty, we said already. Bob Morton. Deborah Patera, we said hi already. Steve Phillips. Didn't you used to manage the Mets? You were the general... Never mind, I'm just playing. Shannon Buckley, Atkins, Bessie Dotson, V. Maurice. Who else we got? All right, so you're all filing in. Rini Balanis, my lovely and talented co-pilot here on Planet Common Sense, who has shared the link over to the PCS memes page. Thank you, Rini. I love you. Linda Bleefnik, somebody should be keeping track of how many times they say told as in I was told or so-and-so told me. I'm not watching it. I don't care. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. I just can't watch any more of this shit. I told you. And I put the watch party up, the live feed, the other day. And I didn't watch it because I couldn't, because I was at work. You know, I was pretty busy. And I really, literally didn't even watch a minute of it live. And whatever. We talked about it a little. We bantered back and forth on it. Here comes some loud-ass muffler. Hang on. All right, never mind. And I went back that night, 2 nights ago, and I was just laying in bed, and I put it on, and I started it from the beginning, and I listened to the first couple of minutes of that asshole, that goon, Adam Schiff, that criminal, talking, and I just couldn't bear it. I just literally couldn't bear it. He has nothing to say that matters to me. He has nothing to say that means anything. This is a farce. It's a time-buying, punting, bullshit campaign technique. They're trying to, you get the whole thing. Again, it's just like I said before. It's the same shit we just keep talking about over and over. And I don't have anything new to put into this. Anyway, I just bailed on it, so I didn't watch it. And I guess they didn't go yesterday because I didn't see any kind of a link, any kind of a start. And then they did it today. And I put it up again today. And you know what? Everybody watched it. A couple of people watched it for like a few minutes. And it was the same kind of deal where I was letting it roll at work, just letting it go. And I came back maybe an hour into it, and there was nobody watching it on the memes page, and there was like 2 people watching it on the original page, which means you guys are fed up with this shit too. Like, not that there was a crowd in there the first day, but there was 15, 20 people at any given time throughout the whole thing. I left that thing run for 6 hours. And anytime I went and looked, that there was a handful of people watching. There was a dozen people watching. This time, forget it. Nobody gave a shit because you're tired of it. Like, I don't know. Am I talking out of my ass here? Tell me in the comments, please. But it's just enough already. Like, how much are you going to take? And you got to think everybody's like that, man. You go to, when I get to these things, you know that your hardcore right-leaning people are going to be like, fuck these guys, they're bullshit, blah, 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 like I do. The hardcore left-side people are going to be like, well, we have to, we're just and we're heroes and we're saving the Orange Man bed. And it doesn't matter because those people are always going to be those people. The hard left's always going to be the hard left. The hard right's always going to be the hard right. You look to the people in the middle, and that's kind of where I classify myself. Like, you ever take those, like, stupid tests that you see pop up in your Facebook feed? Where, like, you answer a handful of questions, and it categorizes you, and it tells you where you lie on the political spectrum. I was actually just talking about this with my son, Justin, Tuesday night. And we both looked at each other and were laughing because he said the same thing. Every single time, invariably, that I take one of those tests, my dot ends up right smack in the middle of the page. Like 50-50, 51-49 sometimes, whatever. Sometimes up a little, sometimes down, sometimes... But it's in that little spot in the middle, okay? It's pretty middle of the road. So I'm going to that now. I'm saying, what are the people in the middle thinking about what's going on right now? Like, what? And it's just got to be the same thing. It's just got to be... You guys have got to be kidding. This is ridiculous, and it's expensive. And it's time-consuming, it's unseemly, it's making us a laughingstock on the world stage. Like, this is like arguably the lowest we've ever been, the lowest we've ever had the bar set politically in the history of this country. Like, without having a fucking civil war, which, that's whatever, 2-3 steps away at this point. But like the people in the middle just got to be getting tired of this, and it's going to hurt. It's going to just kill these left holes. When it comes to next November, I can't see it going any other way. I just can't. So school me on that too. I mean, if you think I'm barking up the wrong tree on that, on the middle folks, and even on the left and right folks, let me know. Whatever. You know how this works. You guys say your thing, and I will acquiesce, or at least listen to whatever else anybody has to say about it. So. All right, I think I feel a little better now. I got my lungs pumped up a little bit. I'm ready to talk. And we're doing the walk and talk. I don't know where we're going. I'm just walking, trying to walk a little different path than we did last week and just maybe show you a little bit more of my city as we go. If anything interesting is in my path, I'll stop and we'll speak on it. So let me catch up a little bit more and see who else came in. If anybody we got, blah, 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 all the same people. I don't think anybody knew. Dwayne, Darla Elkins is here. Darla, does Dwayne ever watch? I was just wondering, because I see both your names. Francie Forbes is in. Steve Phillips would be more interesting with commentary. I guess you're talking about the hearings. You know, sign me up, because I'll do the color commentary for those hearings, and I'll make it the biggest comedy show in the history of mankind. Like, it'll be a Showtime original special or whatever. I'll get a Netflix special or something out of it, of Glenn commenting on the coup. That'd be a killer. All right, couple things that are related to the page itself. What were the two things? I don't remember now. Oh, yeah, I remember now. As per our conversation last week about making some changes to Laundry Live, put it to the polls just to get a little bit of a feel for what you guys are thinking about it. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, I got a walk sign. I'm good. I can just not even care. We're definitely going to make that move, and we're going to do it next week. Still going to be Friday night, but we're going to move the time to 9 o'clock. We're going to move it inside. And it does not mean it's forever. It means we're going to try it and see how it goes. And it's kind of ironic because it's actually really nice out tonight. It's like in the 50s. There's no wind. You know, maybe it's not the 50s, but it's way warmer than it was last week. But still, you know, winter's going to come. The inevitability of it is upon us. So I just assume be inside and see how that works. And listen, you know how it goes. If it sucks and it's not the same and it just doesn't feel right, I'll take it back outside. It's not that big a deal in that respect. But we're going to try it starting next Friday. I'm going to remind the crap out of you all week long so nobody misses it. You know, somebody will miss it anyway, and that's how it goes. But everybody will catch on sooner or later. So starting next Friday night, PCS Laundry Live will be post-laundry at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I think some good stuff can come out of that. I'm going to stop here for a minute because when I'm done with this talk, we're going to get on to something real quick. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. Starting next Friday, we're going to move this party to 9 o'clock and indoors, and that's that. Second thing, and this one is absolutely does not affect you folks in any way, but it fundamentally affects, to some extent, Planet Common Sense in general. It's a Facebook thing, which I've kind of really been trying hard not to talk about because I'm just feeling like that's my problem. That's not your problem. My job is to put on a show for you guys and put out the page for you guys and put out content and not bitch to you about my problems. And this isn't even a problem. This is not something new. This is something that's just been going on, and I'm realizing the futility of it. Again, nothing, just nobody panic. All right? I talk too much sometimes. Facebook is making it impossible, utterly impossible, to grow the Planet Common Sense, the original Planet Common Sense page. Okay, we're just fucked. They're not killing me as far as content. They're not banning me. They're not doing this or that. They're doing that sneaky, underhanded shit now with the shadow banning. And I'm going to give you a quick primer on shadow banning because we haven't talked about it in a long time, and there's a lot of new people in that. We just got you so you understand how these things work. The growth of Planet Common Sense has always depended on two things. One, you folks sharing stuff out and you folks spreading the word. And it's almost like, you know, an effortless thing. Like if you see something you like and you're like, oh, my friends are like that, and you share it. And they see it and they say, oh, I like this. This guy seems kind of all right. And they come and check out the page. And if they like the page, they sign up and they follow. And that's part of it. And that's, you know, it's wonderful. And we're going to leave that. Nothing about that is affected in any way. The majority of the growth on these pages is from me busting my ass and getting out there and pimping the page and just screaming, hey, we're here, come and check us out and see if you like us. And if you do, sign up. And if you don't, that's fine too. Go on your merry way. It's not for everybody. The way that works is I go out on the the best C of the internet. You can go from site to site and just check out different pages and stuff like that and leave comments on the page under the Planet Common Sense moniker. When I do that, if I leave a comment and people like the comment and they click like, I then get a readout, a drop-down screen where, and you get the same thing. I've been through this 100 times with you guys. Again, just bear with me for the new folks. You guys get a drop-down screen, I get a drop-down screen, but mine's different than yours. What mine does is anybody who liked the comment I made, I go on Breitbart, or I go on Ben Shapiro, or whatever. I'll leave a comment, people hit like on the comment. I can go click on the people who liked it, and it gives me a drop-down list, and it allows me to invite those people to check out Planet Common Sense. Nothing to it. It's a one-timer. If I send the invite and then you like something, say you don't take the invite, whatever, you just ignore it, and you like something 3 days later that I put, you don't get invited again. It's not like an incessant annoyance where I'm just busting people's balls. It's a one-timer. And if the people like it, they come, they check out the page. Some of them click follow, some of them don't, some of them still hang around anyway. That's just the basics of how this whole thing works. Shadow banning is the process that social media is using, and it's not just Facebook. It is Facebook, it is Instagram, it is Twitter, all of them. But I'm under particular scrutiny on Facebook for obvious reasons. Shadow banning means they don't ban you from doing anything. They don't prohibit you from doing anything. They don't stop you from posting on pages. But what they do is take your comments, the algorithm picks you up and says, oh shit, here comes Glenn again. And they bury your comments so nobody can see it. And that's how they get around the voice getting out and people, you know, saying what they want about certain things. So that's happening to me now. I've been fighting it for months, and I haven't been telling you about it because it's just been, you know, like I said, I've just been trying to keep it in check and keeping it as being my problem. Hang on a second. But it's got to the point now where it's almost 100%, where under the original Planet Common Sense page, I just can't get anybody to see anything I post anymore. I'm completely blocked. I'm completely banned. It's to the point where, like, say I go on Breitbart and I drop a comment or I drop a meme, and you know I'll put a little work into it. Like, I don't just go, ha, or whatever. Like, I'll put similar stuff to what I put on the page in the comment sections. And an hour later, I'll go back, and first of all, I got to dig through like all sorts of clicks to get to my comment because they bury it. And it'll be like, I'll put this elaborate comment that made you guys laugh that got 100 likes on the page, and it gets 0. And the next comment 30 seconds later is some moop saying, I agree with the original poster and spelling 3 words wrong, and they get 72 likes. So it's just not, I'm not making this shit up. It's like a real thing. And it's just in the last, particularly this last week, it's become completely futile to try and continue to grow Planet Common Sense, the original page. So I'm giving up on that. And that's not like, this is the part where I started off with saying it's not going to affect anybody's day. It's not going to affect anybody's, I'm still going to put up the same content. Everything is going to be the same. Nothing's going to change. It's just that as far as growth of the page goes, I'm giving up on it for now. I'm not going to try and push that anymore because it's just, I'm literally spending hours a day and getting no yield out of it. And just for comparison, and I don't have, you know, any visual aids to show you, but I could if I needed to. The comparison between the two pages, the Planet Common Sense page and the PCS Memes page. On a typical day, and just this week while the numbers are fresh in my head, I was probably able to get between 175 to 250 invites every single day shot out on the PCS Memes page, which has just under 4,500 people following it. On the original Planet Common Sense page, which has just over 12,000 people following it, I was able to average maybe about 20 to 25 invites sent out a day because nobody's seeing anything. It's just, I went on way too long already about this, and I didn't mean to, but it just, you know how I do. I just get going and I keep going. But again, it's not going to change anything. The content's still going to be there. But I am going to start encouraging you a little more to start migrating over to the PCS Memes page, because that's really where the future of this PCS universe is going to lie in the long run. The growth there is better. The reach there is better. The access to the content in your news feed is better. Everything about the memes page at this point is just blowing the original page away. Once again, I'm not going to change anything. If you like your PCS, you can keep your PCS. And I'm not bullshitting you about that like you've been bullshitted with that line before. I'm not doing anything. I'm not changing anything. The content's going to stay the same. But I'm going to start pushing a little bit for you all to start migrating over to the PCS memes. It's just a better circumstance for everybody. And it's less aggravation and a lot less time for no gain for me to post. I'm done, okay? You guys understand what I'm saying? Everybody follow? All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Now, let me get across the street and I'm gonna catch the stroll. It's weird just walking because there's like a lot of people around and people are totally looking at me funny because I guess I'm way louder than I thought I was. And when I'm standing over there in front of the courthouse and there's nobody really coming by, I guess it's a little different situation now. I'm feeling really self-conscious about things because people are like staring at me and shit. Not that I give a shit, but it is what it is. All right. I'm way behind on the scroll now. So let's see what we got. Going to the end, and I'm going to kick back about 10 or 12 and just pick it up from there. Mary Gunn, we already said hi to. Jim Thomas is here. My unofficial covert legal counsel for Planet Common Sense. What's up, Jim? Rick Amato, Mona Eves, we said hi to you. Mindy Brower is here. Mary Gunny is saying, all right, I gotta focus on where you're starting because you're all talking to each other because you got tired of listening to me. Here it comes. I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna make a turn here because this is crazy. There's too many people. Linda Bleefdick, memes page, is it, babe? Sharon etc. from the memes page from now on. Yeah, I don't see any other route forward. We're dead. The original page is just dead. They killed it. And it's not dead. It's dead as far as making it anything more than it is now. I just can't see any way until some serious changes are made or forced to be made in the social media universe as far as this unscrupulous bullshit goes. I just can't see any way forward. And the page isn't going away like the original page isn't going away. It's going to be exactly the same as it is now. It's just I'm shifting my base of operations, and I'm going to do some things differently. I think I'm probably still going to do Laundry Live from this page for now, because a couple of times that we did it from the memes page, it was kind of disastrous. Like the numbers weren't anywhere near what they were on the other page, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Darla Elkins, did anyone see the stock market totals today? I did. As a matter of fact, I didn't see a lot, but I saw that we cracked 28,000. That's just a funny thing, though. Darla, with the stock market, like, it's so easy to say, oh, that doesn't really matter. Like, it's just a number, and it doesn't necessarily mean anything. And mostly it's like when I just remember that happening when Obama was president. Like, the stock market would start going up, and all the left was like, oh, hooray, look at us, Obama's God. And he's fixing everything, and he's you know, and you just flip that back the other way. Like, we all laughed at it when, like, Obama got the stock market to go up a couple of thousand points a couple times and mocked it. So it feels a little disingenuous to go back and just, like, hoot about it now to some extent. However, it's a huge difference in numbers. I mean, 28,000, that's, I don't know anything about the stock market really, but that's pretty crazy. I know that's a big number. Like, I'm a dope when it comes to financial stuff in every aspect, but I know what the numbers mean. And I get it. That's a pretty huge number. So very cool on that. Joe Yee is here. Happy Friday, Joe Yee. Debbie Richter Ladd, what are you doing? Debbie, I'm guessing you're new. I think I've seen you around on the page before. So if you're new with us here on Laundry Live, it's an hour show we do every Friday night, 6:30. There's a history to it, which I can answer you tomorrow and give you a little more info on it when I do the recap. But basically what we do is I just let it rip for an hour. I go live, I walk around, I bring up the stuff I have on my mind. We get into the stuff you guys have on your mind, and you just jump right in and tell us what you're thinking, and we'll talk about it when we get to it. And that's about that. Again, I'll give you some more tomorrow when I come back and do the recap on the show. B. Marie, I'd say it shows confidence in Trump. I lost the trail, so I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Let me back up a little bit more. This show, just everything's just off kilter right now. Like the whole week has just been a mess. Like I was saying earlier, like there's nothing to grab onto. There's nothing compelling. There's nothing here we don't know already. We got this inquiry going on. It's just complete bullshit, and it's a complete disgrace. And we've talked about it 100 times already, and there's just nothing else to say. Unless somebody's got something, go for it. Let's see, Mindy Brower saying, shadow banning happens big time on Twitter and Facebook. They hide your stuff. Absolutely. I think I'm just starting to get a taste of it now on Twitter. I hit 200 followers on Twitter, which is whatever. Like, Twitter's like a hobby on the side to me. Like, I don't give a shit about Twitter that much, although I'm getting a lot of good material from it. But I noticed when I hit 200, all of a sudden things started getting a little quiet. So maybe they're looking at me there, and they definitely got to be watching me sniping at Hillary and sniping at the Circus Monkey and all that. So I'm sure I'm setting myself up for exactly that there too. But what is what it is. What am I going to do? Bullshit and not say what's real just to get followers? I'm not Kim and Klobuchar Kardashian. I don't need 1 million followers on Twitter. It's just a little fun on the side. It's my mistress. It's a little fun on the side. Oh, shadow banning sucks. Mary Gunny, my posts are always kicked off of M Live and Wood TV. I'm hurt they don't like me. What's that? Like, what's M Live and Wood TV? I don't know what those things are. I guess it's just like some other kind of social media. It's, maybe it's one of those like MeWe, which I tried and gave up on after a couple of days. Is it one of those things? Fill us in. Tell us what they are. Darla Elkins, did anyone see? Oh, we saw that already. Is everybody leaving? No, everybody's staying. Okay. Mary Gutty, that market and economy love Trump. No doubt he's a businessman. What did you think was going to happen? I mean, the people are like, that's exactly what Trump's going to do. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to stimulate the business end of how the country works. I mean, that's his forte. That's where he comes from. And you hear these people saying, oh, he's been bankrupt. You don't know shit. Shut up. The guy's had like 600 businesses and declared bankruptcy 5 times. Do you understand that part of it, you dummies? When you start ragging, oh, he doesn't know business. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? The man owns properties all over the country. The man owns a golf club. He lives on a golf club in Florida. How could you even say that with a straight face if the guy doesn't know business and he's going to ruin us? It's just ridiculous. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm just so tired of flapping my mouth about this bullshit over and over and over again. These people are too stupid to talk to. It's crazy. Lisa Cowquist is here. Haven't seen you around in a bit. Mona Eves, times change. Time change still has me messed up. Why can't we leave the clocks alone? Yeah, it's weird now. It just kills me. I don't think I've said this last week or not, but like, now that the clocks changed, like, I don't see the sun, man. I get up in the morning, it's dark. I walk to work in the dark. I work in a basement, so it's dark down there. I get out of work at 5 o'clock and it's already dark, so I don't even see the sun. I'm like one of those like fish that live at the bottom of the Marianas Trench. I don't need eyes anymore, and I don't need any pigmentation, and I just hunt by smell. It's a disaster. I hate this, man. I hate the winter so much. And don't start with me about moving out of New York, because there's nothing I can do about that right now, unless somebody wants to adopt me. Anybody in a warm climate wants to adopt a 54-year-old semi-something internet personality. I don't eat much, and I'm not loud. Take me in. That's a contest we should run. Who wants to adopt Glenn? So, what else? Mary Gunny, what about the strange new entry to the Hunger Games, Obama version 2.0? Yeah. And what was his name? He was like that former governor of Massachusetts or something like that. I have no idea what his name is, and it doesn't matter. But yeah, I saw that today. Yeah, okay, great. Welcome. Join the fray. Who gives a shit? None of you are going to win anyway, and it's going to be Bernie, so ha 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 ha. That old geezer. Bernie, I'm telling you right now, and it's something I've been trying to like put together as a post so we can kick it around and leave it up and let people look at it instead of just talking about it on a flyby. It's probably been a year since I first said that Bernie Sanders is 100% going to be the Democratic candidate. And I'm still standing by that, although I've added some caveats to it. I just walked around the block, like we're right back where we started. Oh, that was almost a good one. Everybody hear that? All right, so the caveats I've added to Bernie Sanders. First of all, understand it like this. The reason why I say that is I believe 100% with no hesitation that Bernie got a deal in 2016 to keep his yappy old mouth shut about the scurrilous bullshit that they pulled on him, where he almost felt sorry for the guy, to get Hillary Clinton dragged, her rotting corpse dragged across the finish line in the 2016 election. They said, look, Bernie, just chill, all right? We know we're scumbags. What we did to you was awful. Don't make a big deal out of it. We're going to give you this beach house. You can deliver Vermont for us. Maybe we'll put a little in-ground pool in the backyard for you, you know? And to top it all off, 2020 comes around, or 2020 comes around, or 2024, I guess, at the time when they made the deal, it was probably scheduled for 2024. Although I don't know why they would give Bernie a deal for 8 years down the line. That's kind of crazy. He shouldn't be buying fucking bananas too ripe. But they set him up, and they set it up with a deal where Bernie's going to be the guy in 2020, since Hildebeest lost. So 100% I believe that Bernie is going to be the candidate. Still, a year later. Remember where you heard it first. I just wanted to know, like, what you guys are thinking on that now. Have I swayed anybody? Does anybody feel any differently about it? You think I'm right? You still think I'm wrong? Because a lot of people laughed at me and mocked me when I first said it. And I get that. Bernie's ridiculously too old to be running for president. He's going to be like 113 years old if he gets elected by the time if he, God forbid, did get elected and stayed. The two things with Bernie that I'm adding as caveats to him possibly not, in my opinion, being the Democratic candidate is, one, if he dies, which, you know, I'm sure they would have to take a little time and think about it and figure out what they were going to do. Because I don't think that would be just like, well, should we pull him out? Like, I don't think they'd come to that conclusion. I don't think they're smart enough to come to that conclusion that, like, if the guy dies, you should probably not have him as your candidate anymore. Like, they did basically the same thing in 2016 because freaking Hillary died in, like, July, effectively. And they just, like I said, kept dragging her corpse down the line and across the finish line. So I don't know if they would jump right away and say, all right, well, so much for Bernie. They're probably still trying to figure out a way to keep running them. They'll get the Disney, Imagineers to come in and design an animatronic Bernie robot and just, like, program all the things he needs to say. Maybe they'll keep, you know, I'm sure they think of stuff like that because they're fucking left holes and they're idiots. Okay, so anyway, that's caveat number one. If Bernie dies, I don't think he's going to be the candidate. I don't know, but I don't think so. Caveat number two, and this is the wild card, is if that miserable, lying, corrupt, national security risk, old twat goblin decides that she wants to get into the race, which I'm sure she does. I don't think it's necessarily entirely her decision at this point, because I'm sure the way that hag has been talking for the last 3 years, she's licking her chops to be in this 2020 race. She's licking her chops. She's licking baby parts off of her chops from her last meal to get into this race. But if you're the DNC, not how much juice they have or not, but if you're the DNC and you're looking at that, you got to be like, I don't know, Hillary, you know what? We kind of knew you were a catastrophe waiting to happen months before the election came in 2016, and we stuck with you anyway, which was a grave mistake, obviously, and maybe that's not such a good idea. So that's probably how they're feeling about it. But then again, you have overlords above, like the DNC and the Democratic Party and Democratic congressional leadership that have a say over that. And you're talking, you know, obviously people can draw their own conclusions as to who those people are, but they kind of got to sign off on that too. And I think that's the obstacle. I think, and then again, this is just me talking and thinking, if it was just entirely up to Hillary Clinton, she'd be in this race already. She would have been from the jump. I think she's getting resistance from some of the more, I almost hesitate to use the word, like, reasonable or rational factions of the Democratic Party. But they got to be saying, hold on a minute. They got to be saying, yeah, this might not be such a good idea. But then again, like I said, desperation comes into play. And you know what the big whammy is? It's a combination of my two caveats. If Bernie dies, Hillary's going to be there like a shot. So I'm settling on this. I'm still sticking with Bernie. I think he's going to be the guy. But there are possibilities where he might end up not being, so we'll see what happens. But let me know what you think about that, and let me know who you think it's going to be. It can't be anybody who's in this ridiculous 2020 Democratic Hunger Games, okay? It can't be Joe Biden. Joe Biden can't possibly be the Democratic candidate because he'll get gutted. He'll get just run right out of it. It's certainly not going to be Elizabeth Pale-Feather Warren because she's just ridiculous. And that's the whole theme. I mean, that's the theme right down the line. I don't even have to list the names. They're all ridiculous. It's preposterous that any of these people are even running for president. It's just a joke. So, like I said, I think it's either Bernie on a contract deal from 2016 or Hillary gets in it like the saving messiah. Tell me what you think and tell me who you think it's going to be. Let's see. Linda Bleefnick, did anyone see Jennifer Lopez? She's starting to look like a Kardashian. I did not see Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez always was kind of like a pretty good looking girl, and she's a little thick, which I like. But just she always kind of looked like she needed a bath. Like she looked like she'd be sticky if you touched her. I don't know. Something about, I got nothing against Jennifer Lopez at all. It's just, this shit just comes out of my mouth, so just don't pay no attention to me. Mary Gunny, it's my local entity Facebook pages. Okay, Mary, I still kind of don't know what that means, but we'll talk about it. You let me know. Nanner Little saying, hey G, what's up? Bessie Dotson, I missed out on a lot. Getting ready for bed. Yeah, you didn't miss anything. You missed me just ranting about nothing at all, because I have nothing to say anymore with this. This has got to get over with. This impeachment shit. We got to get down to like some serious election time, and I'll find that line again. I'll find something to get a grip on to talk about. I just got nothing to say that I haven't said 100 times already. I'm really struggling with this, and you know, we're talking earlier today with somebody. Like I said, it's like kind of the same thing. Like there's just I don't know where to go with anything anymore. It just feels like we're going around in circles right now, and we just kind of have. It's like a you know what? It's like a kidney stone. We just got to let this stone pass, and it's kind of uncomfortable and painful as it goes, and eventually it'll proceed on out. Just like, you know, I've never had a kidney stone, but I presume it's like an awful fucking thing. And then one day you're standing there, ting, and it's done. That's kind of like the approach I'm taking to this whole thing, where it's just I gotta get this out of the way. Or something crazy's got to happen. Like, you know, what would be beautiful would be if the PCS report came down. Like that would change the whole dynamic of everything. That'd bring me back to life. That'd give me something to talk about. Like I'd be good with that. I think we could rock with that. I can't rock this inquiry. I can't rock this impeachment inquiry. This fucking ridiculous coup attempt anymore. I just can't. There's nothing to talk about. We just got to get it going. Nanner Little, sorry, sent too soon. Hi, Glenn and PCS fam. What's up, Nanner Little? Jim Thomas, would Trump's tweet have intimidated you? No, not at all. I wouldn't pay any attention to it. You're there to testify. First of all, what are you doing looking at your fucking Twitter while you're testifying about impeaching the president in front of the intelligence? It's outrageous that this woman was even on her Twitter reading that stuff. And then that fucking halfwit, that freak shit, reads this with that. I'm just losing my shit over this. This isn't how it's supposed to work. I wouldn't have been aggravated, Jim. No, I wouldn't have been intimidated in any way. I'm yelling, but I'm yelling over traffic a little bit too. So you know, I'm taking deep breaths here. No, that's ridiculous. Twitter should be fucking banned from this whole thing, and not for nothing. And I'll take the hate on this if you want to throw it at me. The president's getting a little out of control with the tweets too. I think he's just got to lay back on that. I get, you know, we all laughed about this months ago. We're like, oh, he's going to be live tweeting the debates. And it was a funny thing. And it was, you know, the whole concept of that was funny. But at this point, you're just fueling it. You're just fueling the fire. I mean, you got nothing to say either, Mr. President. No offense, sir. I have nothing but respect. But it's getting to the point where you're not contributing anything with those tweets, you know? You're making jokes. And it's not funny anymore. It's not a funny thing. It's a serious thing. And instead of the tweeting, let's drop some indictments. A tweet's not intimidating. You know what's intimidating? The fucking feds showing up at your door and knocking on the door with a piece of paper that they're calling you in for questioning. That's intimidating. It's shit like that. No, I'm not. Don't belong there. All right. I'm good. Thanks, Jem. You got me lit. Bessie Dotson, it sucks, Glenn. Leave the time alone. What do you mean it sucks? Are you talking about the time for the show? Moving it to 9 o'clock? We're just going to try it, and we'll see how it goes, and there'll be the replays. I can't, I love you, Bessie, but I can't just, not do it because one person, I'm sorry. We're just going to try it, and we'll see how it goes, and we'll take it from there. Mona Ease, Bernie got a house out of the deal. Bernie got a house out of the deal in 2016, and he got the 2020 nod out of the deal in 16, too. That's what I think. Find it funny as hell. This is V. Marie. I find it funny as hell that Hillary keeps threatening to run. She's dying to run. You know what she's like? She's like when your dog wants to go out for his walk in the morning, and you're just lazy and shit. You don't want to go. It's cold out or it's raining and shit. And the dog doesn't care. The dog just picks up a leash and just running in circles and nudging you and shit like that, trying to get you. That's what Hillary's doing right now. She's totally your dog waiting to go out and pee. She's so antsy. And it'd be kind of funny if all this other shit wasn't going on right now. But whatever. Darla Elkins, don't have any room. My oldest son just moved back home and he eats a lot. Well, thanks for considering it anyway, Darla. My adoption. Bessie Dobson, I would adopt you, but my hubby will kill me. He wouldn't even know I was there. I'm quiet. I'll only come out. I'll live in the basement. I'll live in an attic now. What's the difference? But thanks anyway. Sally Hackney. Bernie wants to put AOC in his cabinet when elected. Of course he does. Of course he does. Because it's just... That whole association right there is ridiculous. You know what the thing is, too, is they're grooming her for 2024. 100%. If they could get that democratic socialism, progressive socialism paradigm to get legs, there's no way she's not going to be the candidate in 2024. So she's got to go. She's got to go. And that's, man, I just don't think they're going to be able to get rid of her in 2020 because I just don't think they're going to be able to focus the efforts on it. That would literally take, I said this a couple of weeks ago, that would take Trump coming to New York and stumping for a candidate in the 14th district, which is just, it's absurd to do that. It wouldn't be, I hate to say it like this because of what it sounds like, but it wouldn't be worth his time to do that. And it wouldn't be worth the money to do that because you're not going to win New York. You're not going to sway New York red. You're not going to turn New York Republican. New York is lost. New York can't be fixed at the polls. New York has to be fixed by trickle-down MAGA over the course of time because people don't know any better. They're just, it's a New York thing. I'm the anomaly here. People just don't get it. And they don't understand, shit like that. So I can't see any way she's going to get beat. But you never know. This time somebody might pop up. But yeah, man, if they can get this thing to get legs and she gets a little bit of a foot in the door, oh my God, are we going to be this so sick of seeing that ridiculous, vacant, dumb face with those big choppers staring at us out of our screens every day? Could you imagine? Could you imagine going through a presidential campaign with her as the candidate and just having to see that every day and listen to this stupid little girl every single day for the entire length of a campaign? Because that's what's coming if this shit doesn't get squashed now. Forget about what happens after, should she, the humanity, get elected as president. Let's just not. Let's stay here on Earth with this shit, because that's never going to happen. But yeah, it's a weird pairing. I got to dig up an old meme I did. They did that there was that song, You Got a Friend in Me, You Got a Friend in Me, You Got a Friend in Me. And I did a meme with her and Bernie doing You Got a Friend in Me that was pretty funny. I got to dig it up and dust it off. Maybe I'll do a remake on it or something, but it was pretty funny. But it's an odd pair. I mean, I guess on paper, it kind of makes sense because they both spew the same ridiculous ideology and ridiculous politics. But it's just funny to look at. Like, it's kind of funny to look at like 90-year-old Bernie and this dumb little girl who like should be wearing a Hooters outfit, and that they're gonna partner up. It's like it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. It's kind of weird. So we're actually coming now back around from the back way back to the courthouse. So let me check the time because I don't even know where we're at this point. Yeah, we're close to done. I just don't feel like I said anything, and I'm sorry. Like, I just don't feel like this was a good show. I feel like I didn't have a lot to offer. It's been a real frustrating week. A lot of stuff going on. Some of the stuff I told you, and some other things too that, you know, aren't that big a deal, but everything just starts piling on. It's just, I apologize for tonight. It just doesn't feel like it was a good show. It felt like just me being a weepy, mewling little bitch about a lot of things and yelling. Although Jim made me yell, so I'll blame that on the lawyer. Nice job, Jim. What else we got? Last couple of minutes. Mary Gunny, Bernie and Hillary. Ticket, then Hillary side with a car. Bernie. Okay. Let me dissect that whole thing, that whole idea for you right off the bat. First of all, there's no way in the world that Hillary Clinton is going to accept a running mate position to anybody. That there's just, I can't, she's got too much hubris. And she's got too much entitlement and thinking I'm the chosen one to take the second chair to anybody, okay? So that's from that perspective. And then you look at it from the other side of the coin. I just said the other side of the coin. See what I'm talking about? I'm fucked up tonight. The other side of the coin, Bernie's perspective, you'd be absolutely out of your fucking mind to bring Hillary on as a vice president and put her in a position to be second in line to sitting behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office upon your demise. Because your fucking demise would be coming the day after the inauguration. Or at least the scheming of it would be coming from the day after the inauguration. Bernie's expected life expectancy would be reduced to as soon as Hillary can sharpen a knife. Okay? He would get inaugurated. His life expectancy would be reduced to how quickly Hillary could make a couple of phone calls to get Debbie Wasserman Schultz, John Podesta, and Donna Brazile to drive over and shoot Bernie to death. That's how long Bernie would live. So it wouldn't be in Bernie's best interest to name Hillary Clinton as his vice president. You don't want Hillary anywhere in the line of succession in like the top 6 or 7. You know, once you get past that, you get down to like the Secretary of Agriculture, or wherever that list goes. I don't know exactly. I know it's president, vice president, speaker of the House, and then wherever it goes from there. You get down to 6 or 7 spots away, that's where you put Hillary Clinton. You don't put Hillary within sniffing distance of that chair, of that Resolute desk, and of that Oval Office, because she'll fucking kill you. You'd have to be out of your mind to do that. People are even talking about it like with Hillary being a VP slot for Warren. And I'm just like, you gotta be out of your mind. There's no way she would take that spot. She's not gonna play second fiddle. She wants the whole enchilada. She'll kill. If she could get away with it, she'd kill everybody in this race. Like I said that the other week with like the thing from that movie King Ralph, where we're gonna take a group picture of all the candidates together. Everybody stand real close, touch each other, and get in nice and cozy. We're going to make this a nice familial, collegiate thing. We're all going to be friends, and we're going to do it that way. And she'll have them stand in a puddle with a live wire in it. Then when she hits the trigger on the camera, the whole fucking Democratic Hunger Games gets electrocuted, and she jumps in the race. I can't see her doing that. The hyperbole of the whole thing. But yeah, man, Bernie's certainly not going to name Hillary as running mate. Bernie doesn't, this is V. Marie, Bernie doesn't really want to be the candidate. If he did, he wouldn't drag AOC around with it. It doesn't matter, though. Because look at the thing about it is, the 60 million people that voted for Hillary Clinton, or the 63 million, whatever you want to, you know, they like her. Like, we get it. That she's an idiot and a dumb little girl, and she's a complete fish out of water being in Congress. She has no business being in Congress. It's a travesty. It's a joke that's what we're putting in Congress, okay? That's what's coming, though. I mean, that side, they love her. They fucking love her. It's unreal, but they do. Because they're not looking at anything but Orange Man Bad. That's the whole paradigm. And they put the money behind it, and they put that monkey face up on TV so you can see it all the time and say, this is the answer. They're going to go with that. I said it earlier today on something else. I can't remember. Somebody said something, and I responded. The mob is going to go where the mob is led. And that's where they're leading the mob. These people aren't thinking for themselves. They're not thinking, period. They're thinking Orange Man Bad. That's it. And you put anything with Orange Man Bad, that's a winner on that side. That's where they're going to go. That's where the mob's going to go. The mob goes where the mob's led. Orange Man Bad is fucking ranch dressing. You slather it on something and it tastes good. That's how that works. And they put Orange Man Bad with anything else. It doesn't even matter. You can run fucking like Adolf Hitler at this point and say he's anti-Trump. And they'll vote for him. Because that's all they want to hear. They just want to beat this guy. They don't care. They don't care the implications. They don't care the repercussions of some shit like that. And having this little idiot girl having this kind of power. I'm completely appalled that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has a security clearance. Can you imagine? This dumb little girl, the cocktail waitress, has a security clearance. That's awful. That's Mexican concentration camps awful. Oh, I tried, man. Spent 5 minutes at the top of the show saying I'm going to stay calm today and we're not going to talk about this stuff. We're just going to chill. And I fucking blew it, like right off the top. I've been yelling for an hour now. I think we're close to done. Who's texting me? We'll get that later. Let me see real quick if I can get a few more on the scroll. I'm trying to check the time. Everybody's leaving too. I guess I just sucked tonight like I thought I was. It's like half the people are gone. Whatever. We'll get it back. We're going to try new next week. We're going to go at 9 o'clock inside. Maybe it'll change the whole dynamic of the show because I'm just feeling lost tonight. I don't know. Mona Eves. I don't think it'll be Bernie. I'm thinking it's someone who isn't in the race yet. You know what? If anybody was going to say anything contrary to what I was thinking, that would be the most acceptable thing to me. Like, that'd be the one I say, I don't have a rebuttal for that. I agree. If it's going to be somebody besides Bernie, it's going to be somebody you don't know about. And whoever said it earlier about this guy from Massachusetts that just jumped in the race today as being Obama 2.0, that's spot on. I mean, that's great analysis right there. That's exactly what that is. They're throwing shit against the wall now to see what sticks. That's why you have 20 candidates in the primaries. Because they're trying to take something, they're trying to throw a handful of spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks and see what gets legs and see what the people, you know, again, going back to the circus monkey, if she was old enough at this point, let's just say this 6 months ago, because she's kind of waned a little bit. Like, you're not hearing as much about her. She's not the focus anymore. Like, every once in a while, she pops up with one of her idiot ideas and the Green New Moron deal and all that shit. So you still hear her, but not like it was. Like, she was a media darling. She was on every day. She was getting hyped and promoted by the left. Okay? She was everybody's darling on the left. If she was 35 years old, believe me when I tell you, she would be running for president right here. With 6 months in as a Congress mook, she'd be running for president right now because she'd be the biggest media darling and had the biggest pop out there. 100%, I'm convinced of it. But fortunately, we got a few more years before that's the case. Is she going to be in a Bernie Sanders cabinet? How awful would that be? Oh, how awful would that be? I don't know. Couple more. Linda Semmelink Sweeney, come down to Georgia. You can even use my washer and dryer. I like Georgia too. Linda, you know what? Georgia's one of the places I've been to in the United States that I've spent some time in that I actually like. I used to teach a drum and bugle corps, which is used to be a big part of my life. There's a few people still around from those days, like still hanging around and on PCS. But we used to go down to Rockmart, Georgia, which was a little town, I believe, about an hour northwest of Atlanta. And I used to go down there once a month for about 2 years and just for the weekend and work at this music camp. And the people down there are so nice. and the climate's nice. That's a place I would seriously consider going to. Like, I really like the whole Atlanta area, and like the outskirts too. Like Rockmart was a great little town, just super cool people. So that's something I'd certainly consider. Maybe you see me down there one day. Linda Semmeling Sweeney. We'll see how that goes. B. Marie, I don't see Bernie being a runner, nor Biden. He may actually stroke out. Remember the eye bleed? That's right. I think it would maybe be Liz, but Wall Street says no. So I don't know who is gonna get it. Elizabeth Warren. I mean, come on. You know, it's kind of like this. Like, there's obvious things where you say, all right, Bernie's a fucking dinosaur. He already had one heart attack, and we didn't even get to the general election race yet. What are the chances of him? If Bernie survives, he's going to be the candidate, in my opinion. So that's him. You eliminate him. Joe Biden, I mean, what do you have to say about... All you got to do is say his name, and I'll see if I get them all. Creepy, sleepy, dopey, gropey, Ukrainian, nepotism-y, Joe Biden. That you just introduce him, and you already have 9 reasons why not to vote for him. So no, Joe Biden is certainly not going to be the candidate. He's the most guttable candidate out of all of them. The only reason I would like to see him be the candidate is just for the debates with Trump. Because I think Trump could probably kill him, like actually make him die from like a stroke or something. Trump would have him so frazzled, Joe would be tearing his hair out and kicking over the podium and going across the stage and charging him. I mean, it would be hilarious. That'd be the only reason to put him in. But no, there's no way in the world Joe Biden is going to be the candidate. But then the thing is, you get to Elizabeth Warren, who is obviously can't be president. There's nobody in their right mind who would look at this woman and say, that's a statesman. That's would make me proud to have her sit across the table from Vladimir Putin and negotiate. It would make me proud to have Elizabeth Pale Feather Warren sit across the table from Kim in North Korea and talk about denuclearizing our relationship. Elizabeth Warren, are you out of your mind? Who would even think that? She's so awful. She's just so awful. But that's what we're talking about. And then once you get past that, you know, you want to say Kamala Harris, she's out of money. She's not going to be the president. She's going to drop out any minute now. You want to say Andrew Yang, the game show host? No. You want to say Slow Cory Booker? No. There's just nothing there. So who's it? You know, Hillary jumps in. She's in there. That's a named candidate. It could go that way. It could. Well, I don't know. It's just such a mess. And I'm so frazzled all over this stuff. I just don't even want to speculate anymore. Let me get one or two and get the hell out of here and get this disaster of a show over with. Linda Bleefnick, the DNC convention is in Milwaukee next summer. Our local news is going to be lit. Maybe I'll come out. Maybe I'll come out there and cover it live right from the Democratic National Convention. How sick would that be? We'll have some badass Friday night laundry lives with that. Sally Hackney, Rush thinks Mike Obama was. There's no reason in the world for Michelle Obama to jump into the presidential race. She has no qualification. And I know what you're going to say. You're all going to say, well, Obama didn't have any qualifications. Oh, Trump didn't. There's nothing to Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama did shit lunch programs in the high school that fucking 9-year-old kids hate Michelle Obama and say she's an idiot because she's making me eat soggy fucking peaches and 3 tater tots for lunch. That's her claim to fame. That's her experience in the White House, is fucking up lunch for school children across the fruited plain for 8 years. That's all she's got to offer. Why would you vote for Michelle Obama? Like, ask anybody. And of course, it's a waste of time to, like, you know, go ask your lefty friends, why would you vote? Would you vote for Michelle Obama? Because they're not going to answer the question. They're going to duck the question. And they're going to turn it right around to Orange Man Bad. That's exactly what's going to happen. There's no reason for any rational, intelligent, reasonable person to vote for Michelle Obama. Like, I just don't get that whole thing. She has 0 qualification. You look at Hillary Clinton, who as a first lady went on to make a serious bid for the White House. But the thing about it is, she was there doing things. Her things sucked. You know, she was the first one with the government-run healthcare, which failed miserably. But at least it was actual political stuff, okay? Michelle Obama has nothing to offer. I just don't see it. And I guess I see it from the respect of, like I was just saying a couple of minutes ago, about like an AOC candidacy. She has nothing either, obviously, but she's in the fray, and she's on the news, and she's presented as a political figure. So yeah, that kind of somewhat could justify that. There's no justification putting Michelle Obama. It's like putting Oprah in. People talk about, oh, Oprah's going to run for president. What the fuck are you talking about? Oprah Winfrey, president? Because you know her and see her on TV? Oh, she looked like a nice lady. No. That's not how it works, people. Y'all are not going to let me get out of this one alive tonight. V. Marie, unless something totally ungodly happens, it doesn't matter who the Dems run. Thank you, V. Marie. You wrapped it up nicely, nice and succinctly, put a pretty bow on it, and brought this to its logical conclusion. So thank you for that. It doesn't matter at all, because there's not any way any of these mutts, these ridiculous clowns, are going to be able to run against and beat Donald Trump. He's got the record. All he's got to do is say, look back for 4 years. Look at the economy. Look at the jobs. Look at the immigration. Look at killing Baghdadi. Look, and he's good. And all they got to say is, we don't like Donald Trump and we wish Hillary Clinton won back in 2016. And we're dressing it up and being really, really loud about it. That's the whole platform. So yes, thank you for getting me out of that predicament right there. I didn't know where to go with it. V. Marie, you're my hero tonight. I love you, sweetheart. And I am going to say, I'm so far behind on the scroll tonight. This show just sucked balls tonight, and I apologize. So I'm going to get out of here while I still can. To the 15 of you that are still tolerating me, we're going to get a fresh start next week. Thank you all for being here and enduring me tonight. I appreciate it. I'm not even going to listen to this show. I might not even put it up on the replay. I love you guys so much. I wouldn't know what to do without you at this point. Please, like I said earlier, go check out PCS Memes. We're going to start the migration over there. Just type in Planet Common Sense Memes or PCS Memes. Go over there, sign up over there. Check out Planet Common Sense on Twitter. It's at GlennPCS. We're having some fun over there too. We got the Planet Common Sense channel on YouTube. We'll have the replay up on there tomorrow. The whole back catalog. Every episode of PCS Laundry Live, all 40 of them, are on there for your binge viewing pleasure. So go to the Planet Common Sense channel on YouTube. Click subscribe if you do. And that's about all I got. Back to it tomorrow. Thank you guys for coming out here tonight. I hope everybody had a great week this week. Hope everybody has a spectacular weekend this weekend and forgets this entire hour and just erases it from their brains. That's what I'm going to try and do. We will get back on the boards and get things back on track and see if we can bring this back to life next week with the new format at the new time. And having said all that, I love you all, and I'm leaving, and I am out.